everyone. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about my game, Stereophyta. Stereophyta is a game about a world that naturally produces music through environmental interactions. You play as a farmer living in this world, and basically over the course of the development, I've sort of meshed multiple different genres to kind of create this both exploration game and music-making game that happens through the process of farming. It's a pretty ambitious project, as you can see from kind of this image that I continually show. I view it as a work and a project that will sort of evolve through different acts, and I'm currently looking at my development as the first act. In the first act, I'm exploring sort of the beauty of the natural world and focusing on kind of crafting these deeply interwoven environmental and ecosystems that sort of have their own logic and all kind of behave a little bit differently from each other, both in the way that they sort of self-reproduce and in the way that the player interacts with them to create music. So this is basically, on the left here is what you'll kind of find as like the basic sort of elements of the game. There's generally a plant, a source of rhythm that causes the plants to play music, like the wind, and then throughout the game world you'll find these kind of grids that sort of change how the plants grow a little bit and also create a sort of spatial, I guess, equality for you to sort of compose music. So players start on a small series of islands shown in the right photo with a view of the windmill, this larger windmill island basically in the distance. As you travel around, you sort of collect these various plant species, learn to swim, and collect these different tools that you begin to interact with the plants with. The game doesn't really explicitly tell you where your home is or what you're supposed to be doing, and a lot of the time I think people sort of gravitate there because it's really the only place where they see human-like construction. And then from there, there's basically these other systems scattered throughout the world on these larger islands that you can begin to delve into. Namely, there's these basically percussion instruments that are shown as mushrooms, and there's these different musical trees and animals. So I have a lot of plans for the game, but I guess I would start by saying that this is kind of what I imagine a world map to look like. And currently the game is sort of set in that bottom area with the various islands and some of these forests on the left and right. So I'm hoping to sort of continue expanding the game world by adding more and more sort of natural elements, building these different regions with these kind of different musical systems, and then eventually to sort of integrate into the world these sort of non-player characters, which will sort of inhabit these different areas and begin to kind of have a bit of a trade with one another. Yeah, so I have a video to show. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, so as you can see, it's basically, this is sort of a later area in the game where you've kind of collected a lot of different stuff already, but essentially you start to sort of basically just kind of end up in different places and start to spend more time there as you decide where you want to compose different kind of combinations of the plants. Yeah, so that's the game. It's upstairs next to Shark Island, actually. Thank you.